All right, ladies and gentlemen, keeping it rolling here on the channel. Our next stop has brought us to a game which is called Astro Renaissance. Now, this game is fairly new to me because I've never played it before, nor have I ever heard of it ever existing on the Roblox platform. So I feel as if they might have just created this for the event, or this game has been around and I've just never gotten around to playing it. But nonetheless, to say, during this event, I have played and it was fantastic. I love this game. It's one of those far out games. It's very hard to explain what it is, but this is it's a otherworldly kind of game. You know what I'm saying? You got low gravity effect in which you're jumping around and everything like that in space. So that's really cool. And then you also have like a little bit of a learning aspect as well. This is kind of a very cool experience. So right about now, I did edit the video because this quest, it took about 30 to 35 minutes to complete. There's a boss fight involved, and I was struggling at this point here because you have to locate 5 buttons. And while I was looking for the buttons, I discovered about 4 out of 5 of them, and then I was able to find the last button upon getting some help from other players in the server. So that was really cool. Now, the thing about the buttons, ladies and gentlemen, is not only do you have to find them, but you also have to press all of the buttons as well. So your fifth and final button, it will be underneath the couch. So out here, right about now, I have to collect these little, what are they called exactly? These shard pieces, these astral shards. And what we're doing with these astral shards is trying to repair all of the rifts that have, basically been opened up. And once we repair the rifts, then we have to defeat the boss. So all of these doors right here, they're just part of background decoration. And then we find our final astral shard piece and we get teleported back here. And this is the main lobby, ladies and gentlemen. So every section of this has, these pieces of shards that you have to find. And then here is the reality core. And this is what we're trying to basically fix here. Something's terribly wrong with reality. We got all of these, freaking tears in reality that are bringing in people and creatures basically from different realities. So the boss here is up on this second level. We're gonna have to go up there and fight her, and she is definitely not to be underestimated. Now, this does require, but you don't necessarily have to use everyone in the server, but I say that it requires a lot of help because she has a lot of HP. And the fact of the matter that I was originally fighting this with someone and then he kind of just pieced out on me and I had to do the rest on my own, it kind of sucked. I'm not going to lie. But to say the least here, it was a cool experience, you know what I'm saying? This was a boss fight unlike I've ever faced. I had no knowledge of what to do at first, but then I seen that we were given a blaster weapon. So then you have to take that blaster weapon and shoot her with it. Now she has this sort of like stasis where she stands in the middle, and that's your best shot at trying to shoot her. Now she has these abilities here in which she's kind of sweeping something at you, and it definitely deals a lot of damage to your HP. And then she also has this ability here where she dives down inside of this platform, and she starts releasing this green ooze here, which killed me. Now, as you can see, she has all of these abilities, and you have to basically maneuver around everything. So this definitely took a lot of tries, and this definitely took a lot of time. And I do recommend trying to jump over the abilities like I'm doing here. You do have that low gravity effect, as I mentioned, and then you can walk up to her and start blasting her with the weapon. And I didn't really discover, the ability to blast her until, you know, it was a little too late. So I also tried to use that area back there as a escape plan, but it failed because that is just strictly background, but it's also hollow background. So that means we can't stand on those platforms that are sitting there. So now I'm starting to get a couple blast shots off. This guy is just jumping. I don't think he's dealing any damage. You can only see the damage when I'm shooting. So this is exactly what I was talking about here. We get some help from the server, but these guys, they're not really dealing any damage. They're just jumping around. I don't even see the gun in their hand. So I felt as if I was alone in this one. Anyway, my phone was about to die, so at this point I had to plug in my charger, so it might, sort of increase the lag here in the video, or it might not. I couldn't really tell. But right now, you can see I'm getting a couple shots in while she's standing here in her stasis mode. And then she goes back into releasing her powers here. And I get freaking diced up like a piece of cheese. So, I'm having a conversation with this other person in server. He's nowhere near me. He's just starting, and he's asking all of these weird questions and stuff like that. And one of the questions he asks is, "Why am I a stick man?" Well, in these particular types of games, yes, they do distort the Roblox avatar. So if you came in here thick, you're going to be thin for the duration that you stay in the server. But anyway, back to defeating this boss here. Yeah, finally I could see this guy shooting a weapon. So that's good that he was, helping. But this is the guy that I was telling you about. He kind of pieced out. I was left by myself after he disappears. So it was kind of as if, he got tired and he got bored, you know what I'm saying? And that happens with certain games, if there's a boss that's unkillable and you keep getting folded, frustration gets to you, and you end up leaving the game. But he wasn't supposed to, like just flat leave me to take on the boss by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at how much HP is left, 2,500. I mean, I am going to get the job done, and you guys are going to see me get the badge in this one. But it shouldn't come down to a fact of the matter of me soloing this. Like, if we're all in the server, we should all be working together, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we're all at the same part. He left the game, or maybe he just went back to spawn or something, but nonetheless, to say you're gonna have to come back and do this all over again. So imagine the torture you're gonna have to go through, you know what I'm saying? If you end up leaving in the middle of the boss fight, you rage quit, you're gonna have to come back and you're gonna have to start all over, and she's gonna have 5,000 HP once again, so yeah, the logic has to kick in some sort of, at some sort of point. But really just started going crazy, just tapping my screen here. I'm trying to get as many shots in as I physically possibly can. And as I told you, I'm using this method over here to try to escape. Make sure that you get as far in as possible, so that way the green ooze doesn't touch you. See, the green ooze is not touching me. And then she's going to come back out here. And this is where you start spraying her before she starts doing that sweeping attack. So one thing I do also recommend is that you go up close and try to shoot her. And you can also shoot while you're jumping in the air, trying to avoid the little sweeping attack that she has here. And just before she was able to go back in, I was able to deliver the last few shots, and boom, she's defeated. So now we quickly exit out of here. We collected all of the Astral shard pieces. We've repaired the core. And you can see these platform podiums are supposed to be, you know, players standing there that have completed the hunt and defeated the boss. And I was the only one standing there. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. We will continue rolling out with the hunt content. As you guys know, my job here is to try to help you get as many badges as physically possible. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Boy, I'm really on my shit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different. Y'all niggas be looking over y'all shoulders where y'all living all in.
That was totally wicked!
No matter how I do it, I just do
Tryna
it.
make my mama proud of me.
I hope my mama proud of me.
Cause I dubbed college just so I could focus on a dream.
I know my mama died of me, salute me, now she down with me.
Now two bros going back and forth, sibling rivalry.
This how I gotta be, do numbers like the lottery. The coldest every winter, every summer, nothing hot as me.
And if I spring up, bet my nigga on the side of me. Ready for a war.